Good morning, millennials.
Good morning, millennials.
Happy Pi Day. 3:14.
Should we read it out? 3:14. I thought you said 3:42. I was like,
oh no,
it's
3.141596.
Really?
I think.
Let's read it out. You know Dana knows all the numbers of pi by heart. That's just one for claims to fame. If I had realized it was Pi Day, maybe we could have gotten her on the show.
I think it's okay. Test me.
Wait, hold on. I'm pulling it up. I didn't realize you knew that it was Pi Day as well, because they told me it was Pi Day.
Oh really? I saw it on Instagram like not 2 seconds ago.
Oh, okay. Go.
3.141596.
926.
Fuck.
That's
okay.
pretty good. That's more than I knew.
Yeah.
Should I read them all?
By the way, what the fuck is pi? Like it's so losery.
Yeah.
Like,
it's the circumference of a circle?
Sure.
Wait, the number is a mathematical constant originally defined as the ratio of a circle's circumference. Is that what I said?
Yeah.
Circumference? Hey, this old thing.
But doesn't it just depend on the size of the circle?
But it's like circles, no matter if big or small circle, like a circle has a property about it that makes it a circle. That, I believe, is pi.
Whatever. It just seems like the nerdiest thing, like
Property.
pi, and it has like its own sign, you know?
No, it's for nerds, but it's cute. And it's like nerds get excited about it, and like Dana gets excited about it.
It's really fucking nerdy.
Because she's queen of the nerds. And you know what? It's such like a wholesome whole thing. Truly.
Yes, that's true.
Wholesome. And it's like something exciting. And it's like exciting that March 14th is Pi Day. March 15th is the Ides of March, when Caesar was killed.
We should totally just stab Caesar.
Et tu, Brute? So tomorrow I'll be stabbing Claudia.
Okay, and I will, I'm down.
You're right?
Honestly, being dead sounds lit. Like,
And then
I'm
you
so
can
tired.
say, Et tu, Jackie?
Hey! I would be like this, et tu, Jack, hey! Well, welcome back to the morning shows. It hasn't been Jackie and I for a while. Let's just quickly recap the madness that was yesterday, because we were in the presence of an icon.
We really were. And, you know, we were.
Like when she got here, she like wanted to powder her nose and stuff, and she like wanted a coffee, and we were like, bitch, it's 10:35, but like I don't tell the Countess what to do, you know what I mean? We started
She got
promptly
here at 10:29, and she in no rush, and she was like, I will take a coffee, and where's the bathroom?
Yeah.
And so we got her a coffee and showed her to the
She
bathroom.
came, powdered her nose, checked her statement necklace. She just was like running like super slow, but like I didn't care.
She was in no rush, and you know, I want to run on Countess time. You know?
Drinking tea. I have a jewel
And
lung.
we were like, the toasters will understand when we get an opportunity to tell them, which we would have told you on Instagram yesterday, but it was down. How was your day yesterday, since I didn't see you because you weren't on Instagram?
Well, we were together.
Yeah, we were together recording premium content. We recorded Claudia's home tour finally. It's literally 30 minutes of premium content.
I felt very vulnerable. I don't like having my home out there.
No, it's very personal.
Yeah, and like there was like a million things I had to do before the tour, like shove all the laundry in the corner, you know?
Right.
Nobody puts laundry in a corner.
Which you did, and Theo was on his best behavior. He cleaned
was.
up his room. He was like really shook when we came home. We're like, Theo, we're doing a home tour. And he was like, oh my God, I gotta clean my room. But we helped him. He's so cute. He sleeps with a bottle of tequila. Fun fact about him.
Just like his mother.
Like mother, like son. And you guys should check it out, patreon.com/morning.
It's out there, and I'm feeling very nervous about it. I don't know. People are so judgmental when it comes to like home decor. And I can't tell like if I did a spectacular job decorating my apartment or like I live in a sewer. I can't decide.
Well, I can tell you that there's absolutely nothing controversial about the way you've decorated your apartment.
Okay,
I don't
that's
think
good.
that there's anything that people could say. I mean, obviously, there's always assholes who will find something nasty to say. But like
But they're not Patreon
For
members.
well-meaning people, I don't think that there's anything that they could say. Even if it's not for them, there's nothing like crazy about it.
You know, it's just like in my last apartment, I felt very sure of my decor style. Because I was very into just like
Because you had one room to decorate.
Mirror, 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 mirror on the wall. Who's
Right.
the thoughtiest of them all? Me. But in this apartment, I went for a slightly more modern, more mature, contemporary style. And I like it. I just don't know, you know? It's just different. I'm not feeling as sure of myself. And there weren't that many comments on the Patreon post, so like I was looking for some validation there and I didn't find it.
Right. Speaking of validation, then we also did an episode that's coming out tomorrow where I took the Enneagram test.
Which I have taken. I'm a type 3. I don't want to talk about it. Jackie took it. Stay tuned to see what number she is.
But I want you guys to guess what you think I am.
Oh, that's a good idea.
If you are familiar with this, because I didn't. And then I was explaining it to Zach when I got home, and I was reading all the personality types. And of course, when I told him what I am, he's like, you're not that, because he thinks he's more that than I am.
Oh, no, he is like you on crack.
But then I was reading all the different personality types, and I think I know which one he is.
You know,
so I'm going to do it with him.
If the toasters were to read the personality types, they'd be like, totally no, I'm a type 3. And also, me and Ben did it together on another Patreon episode. So if you sign up for Patreon now, you can get that episode too. And it was really funny. Ben was like not understanding the test whatsoever. But then he obviously got the most like flattering personality type.
Seven.
Seven?
I don't know.
Remember. And seven. And it really like hit the nail on the head when describing Ben. Mine did too, but like in a much less flattering way. Like basically I'm aggressive and all I care is for people to like me and think I'm cool. It's true.
I hope you guys think she's cool because that's all that matters to her.
Because like apparently I'm kept up at night crippling with fear that people don't like me or think that I'm successful.
So please tell her she's successful.
So please, thumbs up on this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow me on Instagram.
Follow me on Instagram, follow Pup with No Job on Instagram, who's back on his bullshit, posting premium content. He took a break and he needed to, and honestly, like...
So did we.
He was just like relaxing, he gained some weight. He just wasn't really feeling himself. But he's back and he's looking better than ever. And he's feeling good too.
Yeah.
He's extra staticky. He's excited for spring so he can lose his winter static.
So I'm thinking about getting a second hole.
A parsing hole.
So, and then this idea only comes about because Allison Liu, who is jewelry designer who parsed Jackie's ears. Live on The Morning Breath. I went to her engagement party last night and then they said they're having another piercing party today. And I think I'm gonna get a second hole. I know it's like not crazy at all. Like most of my friends have like 3 or 4, but like, I don't know, I'm just like a conservative gal.
Yeah.
But I think I'm gonna do it. I think it's cool.
I think you should, and I think like if you get your ear parsed there, you get like a discount on the
earring.
Oh,
that's really why I'm doing it.
Right, but also her earrings are so cute because they sell them like individually because they're made for like funky
parsing
holes.
Parties.
So like you can get, I think you should get like a flame.
Well, everyone was wearing their Allison Liu sites to the engagement party last night. Like everyone in the crowd was wearing. Hannah Bronfman was there. She had really cute like mini army green ones.
That's hilarious.
And then also I was looking around the room and I'm like, damn, that girl looks a lot like Jennifer Lawrence. Then someone goes to me, did you see Jennifer Lawrence? And I'm like, I did. It was actually her.
How did she look?
Literally stunning. Like pure perfection. Honestly, I was like trying not to be a freak. So I got close once and then I like let her live her life.
How did she smell?
Just like roses. She just looked so clean.
Was she happy to be there?
Yeah, she was having a great time and she was just like enjoying all the different facets of the party. Like the bar, the food, the couch, the dance floor, you know?
Yeah. Wow.
I really enjoyed it.
Very cool.
So yeah, I'm thinking about getting a second hole. I'll go live on Instagram and you'll have to hold it for me because I'm gonna be freaking out.
Okay, I'm down to go because I could check out some jewelry now that I'm like a jewelry wearing person.
Should I get my belly button pierced?
Yes.
Right above my fupa. That'll be a nice thing to maybe
distract
from my hanging fupa.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if Allison Liu has like a no belly button policy for their parsing parties.
They're too classy for that.
I don't think she makes a belly button ring.
Should I get a nose ring?
No.
No.
There's only so many rings you can get.
I know, but like a tongue.
That's cool.
Yeah. And that's like now when I do my comedy and I'm like,
You're not hardcore unless you live
hardcore. That's so true. Those are such important words to live by.
Just like Tyler Perry.
Oh my God, we have to talk about Real Housewives of New York. I actually watched it this morning because last night I had the engagement party. Oh my God, also last night, I was asked a couple weeks ago to attend this event. And it was for my high school, the Parents' Council. And you know, I thought it was prestigious that they asked me to like MC the auction to raise money for the school.
Very.
And you know, I was honored and I was really not looking forward to it because it's like an awkward thing, you know, but I did it. And I went last night before the engagement party and I just have to say, like the Parents' Council like did not care about me at all. Like I tried to calm the room down. Nobody even turned around. Like people had their backs towards me. They were still at the bar. Like I was literally talking to just Ben and Caroline LaBelle. Caroline LaBelle, who was Jackie's friend. Jackie's friend from high school. And she was obviously on the Parents' Council. She's like the coolest mom out there. She was like in the front row, like videotaping me. It was her and Ben, and that's it.
She's so cute.
I felt like very disrespected by the Parents' Council.
Whatever, you did what you had to do, and you know what, now, I'm sure that also it was a bad night for you to go because I'm sure the whole Parents' Council was talking about the scandal. The
of
cheating
Instagram
scandal.
Being down?
The cheating scandal.
Oh yeah, you think?
100%.
That's like a thing parents are like loving now, I guess.
Right, I think like all...
So much has happened. Is that one of the stories?
Yeah, we're going to talk about it even though you guys do not like our take on it.
No, it's getting a lot worse.
It's getting worse. I've been really, I don't know, I guess because I'm no longer wedding planning, I'm like home a little bit more. I have Daily Pop on in the background. Right. Maybe I'll even do some e-news, except they don't give hot takes on e-news. They just give you the news. They don't give you personality or opinions.
No, e-news is horrible.
Right, but like sometimes I just like to know what other shows are talking about and have we missed a major story.
Right, I watched The Real yesterday, only because Theo stepped on the clicker and accidentally put it on.
He loves The Real.
But I don't know her name, but I saw her on Worst Cooks in America, Celebrity Edition. Is her name Lori, the girl from The View?
From The Real? Let me look it up.
The Real. I fucking love her.
Real.
She's one of those people who is just funny in her body. Like, the way that she talks is funny.
Okay, Tamara Mowry, Lonnie Love.
Lonnie Love.
Oh, she's hilarious.
And she was just on Real Housewives of Atlanta. I was watching an old episode. Like, she's so funny. But that other woman, wait, go back to the Jenny. Okay. Is her name Jenny?
Yes.
I'm making up names.
Yes, her name is Jenny May.
She takes herself a little too seriously.
She was on the E-Red carpet for whatever award show I was watching, and there were a lot of technical difficulties, and it fell on her.
No, well, I love Tamara Mowry. I forget which one.
Tamara.
I love Lonnie Love. I love Adrienne Bailon. The girl Jenny like just takes herself a little too seriously, but like I guess she keeps the show
Someone
moving.
always has to.
But I just think it's a great show, and they have like a bad time slot, and they don't get enough like they're honestly just as important as The View, I want to say. They just talk about things that we care about more.
It's The Few.
It's The Few, but they don't really talk about hard-hitting stuff, which I love. And they all really offer a diverse opinion on everything. So I really enjoyed it.
I think that they do get like some respect and like
there was
some
a guest
play.
on there, like I had no idea who he was.
No, I think they do well for themselves, and at least like they have a time
Do you think they make
slot.
a lot of money?
I'm sure they have like a decent contract.
What channel is it on? I think Theo press 3.
Okay, let's see.
What's 3?
Hold on. Now I can't open another tab.
Oh, I think it's Fox.
Yeah, I mean, that's legit.
I mean, I'd take it, you know?
Right, might not, like...
What's that thing they say about beggars?
They can't be choosers.
That's us.
The real channel.
I feel like it's a kind of show that's on a different channel for everyone.
It's on KPLR TV.
Excuse me?
I think it's on Fox.
Yeah, I think so too. Maybe press 5.
I don't know.
He's always, Theo's always, introducing me to new content.
Yeah, I don't know. By the way, TV stations and this whole network and syndication, I don't understand. And for that reason, I don't think we could ever be on TV.
But Jackie and I were in a meeting, and they were like trying to explain like how daytime works. Like if you get a pilot, and they were like, and then the broadcasting, and like each region has their own like distributor. And I was like, I just want to be on Bravo. Like, how do we do that? I think with those kinds of channels, it's a lot easier than like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yes, for sure, but it's still so confusing because listen to this.
Oh God.
I just Googled the real channel. KPLR TV, virtual channel 11, is a CW affiliated television station licensed to St. Louis, Missouri. The station is owned by Tribune Broadcasting, subsidiary of the Tribune Media Company, as a part of a duopoly with Fox affiliate KTVI.
What?
The fuck does that mean? And that's the summary.
The blurb, yeah. No, it's that they love that word, affiliate.
The toast is, well, I guess we're YouTube affiliates.
We're YouTube and podcast affiliate, as well as Spotify, iHeartRadio, Public Radio, and Stitcher, anywhere podcasts can be listened to. That's the thing. Well, we're a multimedia platform.
Yes, I just love multimedia, much like a lot of the art in your apartment.
Yes, a lot of the art in my apartment is very multimedia, and we went into a very in-depth art discussion on my YouTube home tour channel, whatever it's called.
Patreon.com/morningtoast.
Patreon
affiliate. Thank you. This dress, so I was going through my closet. I don't know why. I feel like spring is sprunging.
I've decided I'm stopping to wear jackets.
Right. And now that I'm moving, I'm going to have to clean out my closet. So I was going through my actual clothes like that. You have a chunk of your whole closet that you actually never actually combed through because of the things that you wear on the top of your bureau. So I was like, let me see. Do I have anything that I would wear? And I got this dress 2 years ago in Israel. I think it was like 2 years ago today because on my time hop, we were in Israel 2 years ago. And I wore it once on the breath and it looked horrible because our desks were up here and I was just wearing like a awful colored shirt.
Like that kind of washes out.
The color isn't great, but like the vibe is cute and honestly it looks better on the show than it does in real life right now, which never happens. I was gonna throw it out or give it away after I wore it today, but maybe I'll keep it.
I saw myself on the toast yesterday and I vowed to make a more conscious effort to give the people something nice because I just was looking at myself and that necklace I was wearing just like did not go with my sweater and that sweater that I wear.
But you did that for the Countess.
But the sweater has been burned alive. My hair was like wrinkly as fuck. Like I was just looking like actually like someone who doesn't deserve to be on this prestigious platform. So now today I feel as if I'm dressed a little bit more. I just like hate wearing all black. But every time I don't, I immediately regret it.
Right. And that shirt is like really kind of like jazzy for 10:30 a.m.
No, it's from Saks Fifth Avenue. I only shop at Saks Fifth Avenue in the sale department, and this shirt was like $400 that I got for $121.
Very cool. I was surfing the internet last night, shopping, looking for some sales.
Does Zach ever text you during the toast? And it's like, I'm busy. Ben just texted me. This better be life or death. 4 messages.
Ooh, what could it be? Is Theo okay?
He's making plans for a wedding. Like, I can't.
Like, don't you know? I can't. That really would bother me.
Should we FaceTime him? Call him out?
No, because like
he won't even answer.
Yeah, and he'll just be like, Guido season.
I can't.
What were we saying? Oh, I was shopping last night because I'm like remember what back to school shopping used to get, like fall clothes and spring clothes, and you used to have clothes. And now like you never do that anymore. And then in the middle of the season, I realize I need clothes, but I'm like, the season's about to change. And now, so I'm really trying to get ahead of it and like get clothes because we have to look nice every day. And
it's hard.
And like last spring, I looked like a train wreck on the show. And you know, maybe it was a difficult time for us and I was stressed out and we had a lot going on. I was planning a wedding and I was moving. But this year I don't have that excuse. And I want to serve you guys like a good spring with like looks every day. Be interesting to look at.
It's such a hard thing to do.
Yeah, but it's so important in this industry that we work in.
Yeah, we don't even like work in a real industry, but I get it. We made up our own industry. Like
I've always been like, for the industry we're in and the industry we want to be in.
By the way, I'm always comparing myself to like industries that like I want to be in. Like when I'm talking to someone who's like obviously really successful, I'm like, you know, in our industry, they're like, bitch, what do you even do?
No, it's like you're in the media industry, you're in the TV industry, you're in the comedy industry.
Influencer industry, digital industry.
I'm in whatever industry I feel like. In the technology industry, I'll be in the coal mining industry, I'll be like, my back hurts today.
I am in whatever industry the money is at.
Right. We're just industrious.
Okay, I think I'm ready. I've been so hungry. Like when I've been waking up, I need to like figure it out.
Yeah, it's called breakfast.
No.
But yeah, I would say I never have time for breakfast, but you had time to watch your honey this morning, so you have time.
Yeah, well, because I knew we needed to talk about it and I didn't get a chance to watch it last night. So, without further ado, it is, I believe, let me check my watch. It's time to deliver the fast 5 stories that you need to know before you wake up and take a bite out of your morning toast.
Okay, first story shook the world to the core, except no one could talk about it because Facebook struggled to deal with an epic outage yesterday. A partial Facebook outage affecting users around the world has stretched beyond 14 hours, but showing some signs of ending early Thursday. It's believed to be the biggest interruption ever suffered by the social network. Facebook, the world's largest social network, had to turn to its rival Twitter to explain that its group of hugely popular apps were having difficulties. Some users of Facebook and other platforms owned by the tech giant, including Instagram, Messenger, and WhatsApp, reported intermittent problems accessing the services and posting content. The outage appeared to be abating early Thursday at 12:41 a.m. Eastern Time. Instagram posted a tweet that said, "And we're back," with a gif of Oprah Winfrey.
They were annoying the shit out of me because I just want to say, we did the toast yesterday with Luann. I was on my phone a little bit afterwards, and then from like noon on, there was no Instagram. So Instagram didn't actually even acknowledge it or tweet till like 7 p.m. I was without Instagram. I was so fucking bored. Like, it's my whole life, not only like for enjoyment, but also for work. So like it felt like we didn't even do the toast yesterday because I didn't even get to like promote it on Instagram and shit. And I was so bored. I was literally refreshing Twitter. There was like nothing going on. I don't even know what I did yesterday.
Yeah. I kind of enjoyed it, except from a work perspective, because we didn't get to promote the episode. Sorry, I have ice in my mouth. Luann didn't get to promote the episode. We had the home tour.
Yeah, it was just
I couldn't post about it on Facebook. I didn't even realize Facebook was down till like 6 hours later when I went to post something and I couldn't post. But I was able to like
scroll.
View.
Yeah, Facebook wasn't as broken as Instagram was,
outage.
but WhatsApp was down too, and like the international folk were freaking out.
Wow, it was like Facebook's whole stable of apps. And now I'm wondering, what happened?
It wasn't an attack? Was it the Russians?
They said it wasn't a DDoS attack, but like, I understand, things go down. But for all of Facebook, like Facebook's whole system to be down and they couldn't get it back up, like, I can't even imagine what it was like at Facebook yesterday. Like, everyone was freaking.
Do you think they all just like went home?
I would, because it's like if I'm working at Instagram and say I'm just like, a social media coordinator, like there's nothing I can do to help the outage, so I'm taking the day off.
Well, speaking of social media coordinators, the person who was running the Twitter at E was like really trying so hard to be funny. Like, I'm a social media editor and I'm dying. Like, it was literally the least funny, like few tweets. Actually, let me find them.
Oh.
Yeah, it was just like really, they try so hard and very few times does it actually like pay off for them.
But it does,
Okay.
they have their moments.
Hold on, now I gotta scroll down because Instagram. Since Facebook and Instagram are still down, what books have you been reading lately? Taking steps towards becoming less phone addicted. Please help. They did a summoning circle.
Sounds like a blogger.
Yeah, no, it was really not funny. Like, Black Mirror episode idea. Facebook and Instagram are down. Social media editor tries to figure out life's purpose without them. Too dark, question mark?
I don't think I'll catch that one.
Yeah, no, it was just like really not funny and they were trying super hard.
I guess like they didn't get that's what happens when like they don't give you the day off when your job is
right, literally
it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And then you have to like make shit up.
Yeah. No, I was literally just like, yesterday should have been productive for me. Like I should have just like, been doing grocery shopping. Like, but I just like sat refreshing even though it wasn't working. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's what the definition of insanity is, doing the same thing over and expecting different results. I went to Instagram probably every 3 or 4 minutes and just refreshed.
Yeah, I kept thinking, like, okay, by now, I would check, like, every hour. I'd be like, by now, it's back up.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. And it was just, it's really crazy to think about, like, what happened that they couldn't fix it.
And it affected my business. I was starting a partnership with a brand yesterday, and I had to postpone it.
Me too, till today. Premium content coming to you later today.
1 o'clock for me. What time for
I'm
you?
actually really excited for this partnership. It's in the evening for me.
Me too, because I feel like it's very apropos to just, like, our lifestyle.
No, totally.
It's very exciting stuff.
Very exciting stuff. Anyways,
wait, also, I had one more thing to say.
About Facebook and Instagram?
You know, it was actually, I had this conversation with Ben last night. I feel like maybe like a year or two ago, if Instagram had went down, me and Ben were like, what if it never comes back? Like, if Instagram hadn't come back ever a year ago, I probably would have needed to pick my life up and like get a real job.
Yeah.
Because my whole life was incumbent upon money I was making via Instagram.
Right after the mental breakdown that you'd have.
Right. But then I was like, okay, let's say Instagram never comes back. I feel like I'd be okay.
You would be okay.
Like, another platform would pop off, and I feel like the Toasters would follow us there. Like, I just don't feel anymore like so reliant on this app that like if it were to die one day, like Vine was gone in a day, and when the day before that it was the biggest app out there. So if that happened to Instagram, like I feel pretty strong that like I would survive, and that felt really good.
No, I was thinking about the same thing. Like, okay, if Instagram never comes back, like what does that mean for the Toast? I was like, actually, the Toast doesn't do anything like Instagram reliant. Obviously, we have the Facebook groups, but you know, we'll figure it out.
No, I'm talking about
just
like, Instagram. Like, I know Facebook is the same company, but like Facebook's not going anywhere.
But like nothing is forever.
Yeah.
And so like, I mean, you could say the same thing. Okay, so we would go to YouTube and do the show, but like, you know, something can happen to YouTube. But it's like you do your tour. That is so offline.
Right. I think we'd be okay, and that feels really, really good.
We could build a website.
I don't know if a lot of influencers could say that, you know?
No, I agree. And I had the same thought, and I was like, hey.
Hey,
cancel your sneak.
I guess
what do I back for this
I guess
scam?
we just have to promote Eucora somewhere else. Like the morning toast. If you're like us and just are running rampant with UTIs, no, I'm kidding. But I live in constant fear that I'm gonna get UTIs, and that's like the worst part. UTI is like waiting for a UTI is like waiting for rain in this drought, a la Hillary Duff.
No, but a UTI is just always waiting around the corner.
No, it's literally like, it's Justin Bieber in his Instagram stories waiting for Haley Baldwin to come around the corner and scare her, but he accidentally scared his neighbor. Did you see that?
No.
Oh my God, it was so funny. And I feel like the worst part about UTIs is like just the waiting for it to come, like you can feel it's coming and there's nothing you can do about it until now, because Eucora is a powder that you mix into your water. It tastes like pink lemonade, and it helps prevent UTIs, which is like it's the only thing out there right now that actually helps prevent UTIs before they come, so you can ease your vagina, but also your state of mind.
Both
so Eucora
important.
Was developed using the best research available in collaboration with a team of physicians. Eucora's unique formula targets bacteria and enables you to safely flush bacteria out of your urinary tract, stopping UTIs before they even start. Get Eucora and say goodbye to UTIs. Right now, Eucora is offering 30% off when you text TOAST to 484848. But hurry, it's a limited time offer. Just text TOAST to 484848 to get 30% off your first order of Eucora. That's TOAST to 484848. Worth it.
Worth it. Okay. Are you ready for the next story? That is
By the way,
shocking.
are we just like feminist icons with our Eucora? Like, I think so.
With our UTI.
You are dressed like a packet of Eucora today.
Well, thank you. They have very nice branding. With our UTI awareness activism.
Like, I feel like a couple years ago it became trendy to like be open about your period, which like I'll never do. But now I'm just getting there with the UTIs.
Yeah.
Like there was like articles like this photographer photographed women on their periods in underwear without tampons. Isn't it inspiring? I'm like, no, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, like I'm all for embracing womanhood, but like put in a tampon.
No, this photographer photographed women's underwear.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
And it was like, this woman's a hero for not wearing a tampon and walking around with her blood stains. It's like, no, I'm sorry. I don't agree.
I don't agree either. Also, that was the same time I was like, this woman took a selfie every day for a year, and this is what she found. It's like, we all do that.
That was when BuzzFeed was like at its most out of control.
Yeah.
Now they've like had to lay off a few people, so there aren't as many articles.
Of people being out of control.
Like remember, like 22 things you secretly do as a woman. And I was like getting ready to be like, oh, I'm embarrassed. Like I do actually do that. No, it was the craziest thing. It's like, feel your pubes through your underwear and like the feeling. Just like, hold on. Remember when we read it?
We did.
I have to find it.
We
Hold
did.
on.
Or that article now that's like where it's a meme where it's like this person went to journalism school for this, and it's like 22 celebrities who look nothing alike.
Right, 22
and
things.
It's like
girls
Oprah
do
and Channing
secretly.
Tatum.
Hold on.
Someone went to journalism school for that, you guys. That's
really-
why college is really important
Okay.
to drive your way into.
44 secret gross things that all girls do but don't talk about.
Okay.
Okay, wearing the bra for at least a week.
Yeah, that's why you started, and you were
Yeah.
like, hey, this is me. You can read them, and it just gets worse and crazier.
Really enjoying digging out ingrown hairs. Okay, they're onto something there. Having whole sessions with the tweezers when you get every single one. No.
Whole sessions? What does that mean?
I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, this is what I meant. Twiddling your pubes in a totally non-sexy way. No, I don't do that, actually. Owning a pair of scissors that you exclusively use to trim your pubes. Who trims their pubes? Get a razor, bitch, or a wax. But also being
I
terrified.
think you literally said that verbatim.
On the last time.
2 years ago. Wow.
Removing all your pubes and regretting it instantly because you look like an oversized baby. Did you just call me fat? Secretly thinking this is a good look. Still wearing old knickers and creating a little pube ponytail through the hole. That was where they lost me. Number 23. Still wearing old knickers and creating a little pube ponytail through the hole. No, I don't relate to that on any level. Oh, they have a little sketch of it. Oh my God.
We literally had this exact conversation, including to have a little sketch of it. And then I'm pretty sure we realized it was BuzzFeed UK, and we just chalked it up to that they do some weird shit in the UK.
They do some weird shit in the UK. You put it there, sister. How did we get there?
Period. UTI.
Yes.
The UTI activists that we are. Okay, next story. Serious biz. Joe Giudice released from prison into ICE custody as possible deportation looms. Joe Giudice was released from federal prison, but he isn't totally a free man. Teresa Giudice's husband was released from Allenwood Low Federal Correctional Institution in Pennsylvania on Thursday morning, but remains in federal custody with the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, page 6 confirmed. Mr. Giudice is currently in ICE custody at the pending immigration proceedings. Joe is awaiting a ruling about his ongoing deportation case, which could result in the former Real Housewives of New Jersey star moving back to his native Italy. Should Joe, whose real name is Giuseppe Giudice, be deported, Teresa has said she and her daughters wouldn't go with him. Quote, I hope that's not a decision I have to make, she said at the reunion when asked if she'd followed her husband. But like to pick up my children and just move to another country, I don't know that would be good for my children. So I mean, no, I probably wouldn't.
Well, then I also read if the appeal doesn't go through and he does end up having to be deported, he will not be able to go home or whatever. Like he literally goes from jail to Italy.
Yeah, and that's happening today, which is crazy. Like it's up today. Time's up.
So they're deciding on the appeal today?
Yeah. Well, I don't even know. Like, I mean, I know they appealed it, but I don't know if that did anything.
Right.
So I don't know what they actually have to decide today. I thought the decision had been made. We never got news from when it was appealed to now that things might even possibly change. Like, I think this is very much a sure thing. Like,
I mean, it's so sad. It reminds me of this latest season of Orange is the New Black where this girl's getting out and she's like so cute with her boyfriend and they're like getting ready to have a baby and he's like waiting for her at the jail like doors, and they take her out the back and put her on a bus back to Mexico because she was not a U.S. citizen. And it's like so sad. Her boyfriend's waiting for them, and then the season ends.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
that's
really
sad.
I know. Very, very similar.
That is.
Yeah.
So at this point, I think I would actually be more surprised if he's able to stay here than I would be if I'm expecting him to go back to Italy.
Me too. I thought it was already set.
Right. It doesn't seem like the judge. I don't know if it's been the same judge throughout their whole case, but they're not making any allowances for the Giudices. They're not cutting any corners, and they're not sympathetic at all.
No, it seems like whatever judges is like has a hard on for Bravo.
It seems like whatever judges is Team Caroline Manzo.
Totally. Maybe Dina Manzo's like in his ear.
No,
Dina and Teresa, you're right.
No,
but
it's like Albie, Big Al,
totally
has friends
in high places.
Speaking of, I want to jump to the next story because it's sort of related. It's having friends in high places and just like,
abusing your privilege?
No, it's actually like more related than that. Did you hear the story this morning? The Gambino crime family boss, Frank Cali, was shot dead outside his Staten Island home. Okay, it's a big story. I saw it, and at first I was like, that's not Toast material, but it's actually really big news. Gambino crime boss Francesco Frankie Boy Cali was assassinated in front of his Staten Island home Wednesday night in a stunning gangland hit that recalled some of the most infamous mafia killings in city history. Cali was shot several times and run over in front of his brick mansion in the lavish Todd Hill neighborhood at about 9:20 p.m. His wife and young children were inside, police sources told the Post. The gunman sped off in a blue pickup truck after the hit, which one source described as, quote, disrespectful because it took place near his family home in an outer borough. Cali is the first mob boss to be slain in New York since a fresh-faced John Gotti ordered the murder of then Gambino boss Paul Castellano in 1985 at Sparks Steakhouse in Midtown. So this is like the biggest mob hit in over 30 years.
Now, Jackie, you come to me on the day of my daughter's wedding. You know, that's all I know. Crazy.
Really crazy. Like, this is the stuff that movies are made of.
Totally.
And I feel like there's been, I mean, not that I keep up on mob news, but it seems pretty quiet.
Gambino, such a name.
And he was like the godfather of the Gambino clan, of the family.
One of the 5 families, I understand. I watched The Godfather.
So it's a big deal.
Very sad. At the end of the day, a child lost a father, so that's sad.
And apparently done in a very disrespectful way outside his home, because apparently it's more respectful to murder someone in Manhattan than it is in the outer boroughs. Mob
they have like
law.
weird rules.
They do.
Like they do horrible, evil things, but like they have a ton of respect for family. Like it makes no sense.
No, it makes... Yeah, even Gotti had more respect. He did it out in Manhattan. Cali was rushed to Staten Island University Hospital, where he was declared dead. A 911 caller reported hearing 6 or 7 shots at the scene, but it was unclear how many bullets struck Cali.
I mean, like when your job is like being a mobster, like this is the price you pay.
This is the price you pay. And I was reading some articles that he was a really quiet old school boss. He dealt in like the Oxycontin heroin biz.
Terrible.
But that he was like low key about it.
Oh, okay.
But it's like, how do you know that someone's a mob boss? But then they're, like, it's like, if the New York Post and the police and everyone, like, they knew that a mob boss had died, but it's like, doesn't mob imply criminal activity? Like, how are they
Right, but then you need the proof.
Yeah, and I guess him being low-key, like, helps him with the proof. I mean, I don't know a lot of this story, but I look forward to seeing the movie about it.
Me too.
You know?
Who's going to play?
Frank Cali.
How old is he?
He's 53.
Oh, that's not old.
Bradley Cooper.
No, like, I feel like it needs to be like a saggy.
Like Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah. George Clooney.
He's older than that.
Yeah, they need someone like from New York, like so they can get the accent right.
Yeah.
Leo.
Perhaps.
It's from Queens.
Perhaps. We'll see. So yeah, I just thought that was an interesting story. It's like the biggest mob killing in years, and those things like are big news. And also, we were just watching Molly's game, and remember when she gets like a hit on her by the mob because she won't like give them a cut of her business.
That was so sad.
And then she's like in her apartment, afraid to leave, like ready for the call to come where she has to like give over a cut. And then she sees in the newspaper like a story like this is what she saw.
Right, that's so true.
Somewhere, someone who was waiting for a call from Frank Cali like didn't get it today.
Right,
Because,
a life could have been potentially saved.
Right, and also because even if they have other, like the mob still runs even though the head is dead, but now they're going to be focused on who the fuck was in this blue pickup truck.
No, and also like who becomes the new mob dad, like how Michael Corleone got it even though he was the youngest son.
Yeah, because that other son was out of control.
Yeah, Sonny, and then the other one was like brain dead.
Right. I only saw Godfather 1, and I'm not so well versed with The Godfather.
It's very confusing because all the names are so similar, like Bartoli and Bozzoli.
Don Snitchleone.
Yeah, it's confusing, but all I know is there was a consigliere, Tom.
There was a Consigliere Snitches.
And Tom.
It turns out Counselor Snitch is a mob boss.
Imagine. She would
Plot
be good at
twist.
it.
She would be good at it because she's just like stubborn and
I just didn't know that
shit.
things like this like were still going on.
Mm-hmm. Well, they weren't, apparently, or it's been really quiet, but
I'm gonna unbutton my pants if that's okay with you.
that's okay.
I just like I did something like really brave, and I like when I was ordering new jeans, I ordered a size smaller because I thought I like had lost a bunch of weight. But,
Wishful
like,
thinking.
I haven't. Oh, so much better.
I finally weighed myself today for the first time since my wedding, and I've been really good. Like since I've been home for 6 days now since Utah, and I was like mentally prepared to see a certain number. And since my wedding, I've only gained 2 pounds.
Wow.
But I don't feel that way. Like I can see. I look in the mirror.
You
know?
look good.
Do I look the same? I don't know. I got a little, but whatever. I'm back. I'm back on my bullshit. And
Back in the New York groove. Well, you know what'll help with, are you cooking more at home, filling in your New Year's resolution with all your new registry wear?
yes, I'm cooking more at home. I'm using a lot of honestly being like Toast partner sponsors with a lot of really great brands that make it easy for me to cook at home. And I'm doing a cooking class boot camp in April, 3 classes. I sent you the link.
Yeah, no, I'm not into that because I'm with HelloFresh now. I'm a HelloFresh ambassador. Therefore, I don't need your little cooking classes. It's so cute.
No, HelloFresh has made it really easy for me, but it's like I can only cook what they're giving me,
Right.
which I'm loving, but I want to even get better at the things that they're sending me.
So HelloFresh is fresh, pre-measured ingredients and easy to follow 6-step pictured recipe cards. They're delivered to your door each week in a special insulated box. You spend less time meal planning and grocery shopping, so you can get that time back to doing more of what you love. I have done it now a couple times, and they give you different options like vegetarian, just specific to your dietary needs and restrictions. You know, I'm very...
Keto season.
I have lots of dietary needs and restrictions. So for $80 off your first month of HelloFresh, go to HelloFresh.com/Toast /toast80, enter code toast80. So that's $80 off your first month of HelloFresh at hellofresh.com/toast80 and enter code toast80. I've been on HelloFresh. I've done it like 3 or 4 times. And it's like nice when Ben comes home from like his actual job to like be like a nice wife. I embrace my inner like 50s housewife, but then I like make him do the couple dishes that there are.
That's perfect. That's fair.
Yeah, he's down. It's always like there are dishes. Who's walking Theo and who's doing the dishes? And I always rather walk Theo.
Ooh, very fair.
Yeah.
It sounds like you run a fair household, and it's a democracy, not a cheerocracy.
Well, Ben used to say, we did a podcast episode a while ago, and I said, Ben, realistically, like in your mind, what percentage of household chores do you believe you contribute to? And he had the gall to say 12. And I do feel now he's definitely at 12%. But back then he was like a hard 3.
Okay, fair.
Yep.
Exciting. Speaking of criminal activity.
It's a very crime-heavy show today.
It is. I guess it's a crime-heavy world we live in.
So sad.
Loughlin released on $1 million bond after court appearance. Full House star Loughlin appeared in federal court in Los Angeles Wednesday over her alleged role in the nationwide college bribery scandal. She was released after posting $1 million bond. Loughlin, 54, and her fashion designer husband, Massimo Giannulli, are facing mail fraud charges for allegedly paying $500,000 to bribe their daughter's way into USC as bogus crew athletes. The actress said nothing in the courtroom other than responding yes to Magistrate Judge Steve Kim's questions. The judge instructed her to limit her travel to the continental U.S. and also reluctantly agreed to let her continue traveling to Vancouver, Canada for filming. Giannulli, the man behind the Massimo t-shirt brand, if you are a Target customer, you're familiar with this name, already appeared in court Tuesday and was also released on $1 million bond. Loughlin had been in Vancouver but returned to California Wednesday morning where she was taken into custody.
So there's 2 things that I'm still confused about. One, the Frank Gallagher of it all.
I found out what it is. Okay, so Felicity Huffman and William H. Macy employed the services of this consultant for their first daughter. And I'm pretty sure it was just Felicity Huffman on the emails that went through. Then they spoke again to they have another daughter. They wanted to use the services again. They were and William H. Macy was on the emails. They're deciding whether or not to use the services and bribe college admissions, and they decided not to. So on the only emails that he's on, they didn't actually go through with it, which I was watching Daily Pop, and I believe it was they had Lisa Bloom on, famed attorney.
They love Lisa Bloom on that show.
And she made some interesting points, and she said that as if they were Felicity Huffman's lawyer, they would argue that she did it the first time and she learned her lesson, she didn't do it again.
Oh yeah. And I mean, Felicity Huffman paid $15,000. Like, it's so different.
It's so different.
Now, I'm confused. Where are the mugshots?
Ooh, I don't know.
I feel like when like Jussie Smollett and R. Kelly's, like they went viral. If you were released on bail, that means you were arrested.
Yeah.
That means you get a mugshot. Now I feel as if there's even more special privileges being given because everyone, no matter who you are, gets a mugshot.
That's a really good question. I don't know. Maybe one of the toasters will help us out, but I don't think there's any special treatment going on here right now.
Well, I'm just saying,
Felicity Huffman was arrested with guns. The special treatment is over.
She was arrested with guns? What does that mean?
Like when she was arrested at her home, like there were FBI agents and they had like loaded weapons, like.
It's just so weird. Like if you look at these people, like if you look at William H. Macy, he's like this old man, like what?
Lori Loughlin, Aunt Becky.
America's sweetheart.
Aunt Becky.
Well, I feel like the justice system moves so slow. Like we're not even going to really get a sentencing or whatever for a while.
Yeah. I think it moves slow, but then it moves fast. Like things happen, but I think also sometimes the defendants, they want it to move slow, R. Kelly.
Right.
They want to drag it out, but in a situation like this, like if they are innocent or they have something that could help them or save them, they would want it to move as quickly as possible. Well,
so then a toaster did me a great service by tagging me in this Twitter thread. Actually, I'm going to pull it up. Because yesterday I was saying, like, what's the big deal? Like, the crime doesn't fit the punishment. Mm-hmm. Someone tagged me in this thread. Hold on, give me 10 seconds. Do, 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 do.
I'm excited.
Yeah, no, it was, excuse me, did she delete her tweet? No, it was helpful.
Okay, what was the gist?
No, I can't paraphrase it because...
It's full of legal jargon?
Yeah, no, it's different, oh my God, kill me.
Come on.
Sorry, give me 10 more
seconds.
Just
tell us what it said. We're live.
I'm sorry. Okay, I can't
They're
find
podcast listeners.
So it was like 3 or 4 cases where mothers had been sentenced to like 12 or 15 years in jail for the craziest thing. Like, this woman wanted her kid to go to a public school in a different district, and she was homeless, and she said that she lived in a certain district and, like, lied about it, I guess, even though she was technically homeless. So, like, and they sent her to jail.
What?
Yeah. Crazy.
Okay, what does that have to do with this? That
the justice system is broken, basically.
Okay, but that doesn't really have to do, like, that's a separate issue for justice to be served. Like, that's actually totally opposite.
No, but it's situations where, like, mothers were technically doing something illegal but they're so different. But I don't get what the point of the thread was, actually, but I don't know.
Okay.
Whatever.
Cool, I'm glad.
No, I learned something. I just can't find it.
Okay. Sure. So what you were saying that a lot of new information has come out about this story since
Well,
yesterday.
I'm just, like, seeing more stuff, you know?
Like?
I don't know. That Olivia Jade was on a yacht, and then he pulled her off.
Yeah, she was on spring break. That sucks.
It was a big-ass yacht. You know who's covering this story, like, hardcore? Barstool.
Really?
But they're doing it in, like, such a gross way. Like, here are the hot girls who are on the USC
Yeah,
yacht.
I know. I saw their story, and it was, like, all their bikini pictures. I was like, what? These girls are college students.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. This is a point that the thread was trying to make. The poor always get unfair jail time.
Oh.
So it's like if these women who did something a whole lot more unethical don't get any jail time, when people who were doing it for the same reasons, they wanted better things for their kids, but they didn't have access, like, they get 12 years in jail?
Agreed.
That's what it was. Thank you. I knew there was a point there. So, and it was like these women were homeless just trying to get their kids in school, and they, like, lied that they lived on the other side of town, and they, like, actually went to jail for that.
That's crazy. And on one, like, first of all, that's injustice and that needs to be taken care of. But I agree that they shouldn't get special treatment, or even because we were saying yesterday, like, this is a nonviolent crime. Like, that doesn't mean you don't go to jail. Like, crimes were committed. Right. And I like I said yesterday, literally, I know a lot of people disagreed with what we said yesterday, and every comment of people are, like, saying something. I literally agree with what everyone is saying. And I also agree on the other side, like, that it is sad for these children, and these are families, and at the end of the day, like, all they wanted was better for their children, but at the expense of other children, and it's just the privilege becoming more privileged, right, and being corrupt, and, you know, going through back doors. When people go through the front door, they get shat on.
The point is that poor families trying to get their kids into a better district by frauding their addresses go to jail, but these people will most likely get off. And
I don't know that
that's where the injustice is. And I didn't even know that, like, you could go to jail for lying about your district. The government is, like, such losers, like, taking themselves so seriously.
Totally. And, like, okay, maybe you can be arrested for lying about your district, but, like, jail time and 12 years jail time?
Right. Like, also, I watched Friday Night Lights where, like, one of the kids lied about where he was to get to school with the East Hill Panthers, and, like, his mom didn't go to jail.
Right. They put it, like, a mailbox there.
Right, yeah. Interesting.
I mean, at this point, again, like Joe Giudice, I would be more surprised if they don't go to jail, because if, like, Lori Loughlin's crime is, like, she could face, like, up to 20 years. So even 1 year, that would be a favorable sentencing, you know?
Right, of course, because if you look at people in similar scenarios who are from different backgrounds, homegirl went to jail for 12 years.
Right.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
So
I don't know where I stand. I'm like this in the Kevin Hart thing. I'm right in the middle. I see both sides. I hate when the world comes for everyone. Like, no matter what you did, like, there are very few people who deserve, like, Hitler deserved cancel culture. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's a horrible feeling. So I always, like, automatically feel empathy for the person who's being canceled. But at the end of the day, you did something wrong and you deserve whatever punishment that is.
Agreed. And we'll be following this story. I mean, I hope they let cameras into the courtroom, because also I think the defense is here, because it is kind of murky, like what they knew, what they didn't know, what level of, and I think each case and each family was different in terms of what they knew
level of involvement
was criminal activity. And it seems like this consultant who, like, wore a wire and, like, literally spilled all the beans to the cops, he probably, like, just couldn't sleep at night.
Yeah.
And by the way, how long does this go back for? Because I feel like these are just the most recent ones.
Yeah.
But, like, you know, Lori Loughlin got his name from someone who got his name from someone.
Right.
Like, that's how these
referral?
SAT tutors get passed around.
Yeah.
And I think it shines a light on, like, corruption and privilege, et cetera, but it also shines a light on the farce that is the college admissions process and college in general. And, like, because you, like, Trevor Noah made a joke, and I guess we have the same sense of humor. He was like, why don't these kids just get in the old-fashioned way and donate a library?
Yeah,
and
that's what doesn't make any sense.
Why is that okay?
Right. But that doesn't make any sense. Like, there is a way of buying your way into college legally. Every rich family does it. Every building, every school is named after some family. So why go this route, which is, like, the obviously more unethical route?
Right.
Like, that just seems like poor decision making.
This was a guarantee.
Oh.
Whereas if you donate a library, it's not guaranteed.
Right. It's like unspoken. Like, we'll let your kid in, maybe.
Right. But they might not get in. But I mean, and then it's at the end of the day, the worst case scenario is you donate a library, your kid doesn't get in. Okay, your kid didn't get into the college that you wanted them to go to. That's just not the end of the world.
And I just can't state enough how little college matters for everyone, but also for people like who are never going to get jobs. Like the people that were being shoved into these schools unfairly, like they didn't need to be in these schools. Like they're going to work and become an actor or whatever and just live off the fruit of their parents' labor.
Right. And Lisa Bloom was saying, and on the one hand, because we were saying yesterday that, this is parents doing anything for their kids. You can imagine you would do anything for your kids. But Lisa Bloom was saying, like, this is bad parenting at its finest. First of all, like, not making your kids achieve anything, but then they get, all this glory. And second of all, a lot of these instances, the kids thought they were getting these scores for real. It's like, you think you're smarter than you are, and that will not help you in life.
And a great point that...
And then, by the way, you get into a school that you're academically not fit for. What happens when you get to college?
You're at a disadvantage.
College is so hard when you do get in based on merit. Like, if you're not, there's a reason why there's an admissions process, because some people can't hack it. And that will cause more depression and anxiety and stress for these kids. And they should go to a college that they're qualified for.
And then Beth Delaney just made a great point in the comments. The difference between going about it in the way of donating a building or as just selfishly bribing someone is at least that building benefits other people. Like there's now a place for someone to sit with their computer and whatever. But going about it the way it's just mocking crew team photos, you're benefiting absolutely nobody but yourself, and you're actually putting other people at a disadvantage, like people who could have been those students. Very
true. And also, if you go to a college that you're not worthy for, but the library is in your name, your fellow students will know why you're here,
right?
As opposed to thinking, oh wow, this excellent crew member,
right?
Standing member.
Like if there's a building named after you, everyone whispers about you in the library,
right.
That's the Bobst girl. That's what the NYU library was called.
I mean, there's worse things to be said about you.
Totally.
She only got in here because she donated a library.
Right.
Yeah, and why is it always a library?
I don't know.
What about this science
What was
center?
the Colgate library called?
Case Geyer. Maybe it was two families.
Totally.
And then the science center was called Ho.
I don't even know if there was a science center.
That's the biggest Ho of them all.
I never set foot in the science center. I don't even know if it exists.
I
hung out a lot in the Center for Global and Academic something.
Well, then it doesn't sound like it has a name on it, so that should be your dream, is to be the name.
No, there was Silver. All the buildings had names on them. The Stern, School of Business, Steinhardt.
Yeah, and it's crazy how you just call it Stern, I'm going to NYU Stern, and then you don't realize that it's a family name.
Right, and there's a Stern running around campus,
There's a lot of Sterns running around.
Totally.
Interessant. Well, I'm going to Colgate next weekend because they've invited me to speak. So if you're a Colgate student, by the way, I'm going to be doing a private session on Friday.
Oh my God, you are? Wait, what day?
Next Friday. So I won't be on the show.
I won't be here.
But anyways, so I'm excited to hear about what are people saying on campus?
Right. I wonder what the discourse is on the college campuses, because college campuses these days are always having, dialogues and shit.
And also college campuses are really
hotbed
grounds for issues that are big in the country that then get centralized, whether it's sexual assault on college
because you have all
campuses.
these people coming from all around the world with different life experiences.
It's a small country.
It's a microcosm, yeah. And that's so interesting. That's actually a great point.
I'm sure Colgate's just glad that they're not involved in this.
Totally. I definitely feel like NYU does not have their hands clean in this whole thing. They're always just NYU owns the most real estate in New York.
Yes.
More than any development
and NYU,
real estate company.
I think is actually the wealthiest university because of all the land that they own.
Right.
It's worth the most.
NYU definitely gives me shady vibes, especially with all the celebrities that go there. They didn't all get in, for real.
No, but then their extracurriculars of being in Uptown Girl, that helps.
What's that?
Dakota Fanning.
Oh yeah, no, they have great press.
Yeah, being
except one mistake they made is not being involved in SVU, because SVU refers to Hudson University and it definitely means to be NYU. But I do wonder why they didn't get their branding in there. It's a little disappointing, but I love that there's a fake college out there called Hudson University.
And you just know that it's NYU, but it's probably because who wants to be that's just not a good look for them, where students are getting murdered.
Totally.
Or committing
I
suicide.
guess that's true. Yeah, it's always a bad sorority hazing.
Right.
Yeah.
No college wants to be a part of that.
I mean, I would do anything to be a part of SVU. Did I tell you once, guys, I had an audition to be an extra on SVU?
I don't think you did, because I tried to make you tell so many times, but you said you couldn't for some reason.
Well, they told me at first not to talk about it, even though you didn't get it, because, maybe you'll get the next one, but, I never heard back from them, so, whatever. Yes, I was auditioning for the role of a young girl from Pensacola. I was a murderer. I had like a very ill, cancer-stricken mother who I had to like change her diapers. I lived.
You killed an Instagram influencer.
And I killed an Instagram influencer because I was jealous of her. I was a little offended that they didn't ask me to play like the beautiful Instagram influencer. I had to play like the heinous farm girl. And you know, it was a blessing that I didn't get it because the girl who played it was fucking great. I saw the episode and I like knew some of the lines because they gave me 2 scenes to memorize.
She's from
Pensacola. That's not much bigger than Maysville. It was a very chutney moment. I thought it was because I was being cross-examined on the stand. I was in the audition. I was like, I thought it was you walking through the front door. Have you ever had your father date someone your own age? It was very chutney.
Everyone's gonna go find the Law and Order episode. Like did come out. That is an episode now, and it could have been Claudia. And you guys should watch it. The girl did a good job.
Yeah, it was last season.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Okay, are we all good on CollegeGate? I'm sure we'll talk about it tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, it's a developing story. Oh, you were going to say, I wonder if they're going to let news cameras in. They have decided to let news cameras into Jussie Smollett's hearing, which I will be tuning in. Like, I remember when we were in camp, and
it's been a while since we've had like a big courtroom
When we were
drama.
in camp a long time ago, the Casey Anthony trial was on TV, and I wasn't old enough, and I didn't really know what was going on, but my friend Madison, who was a year older than me, she was like tuning in every day. I'm like, bitch, what are you watching? She's like, Casey Anthony. Oh, she was from Florida. That's why she was really invested. So now I'm just like, I'm ready to get invested in a courtroom like OJ type thing.
Yeah, and honestly, we have to be if we're going to talk about it. Like, we have to know all the facts, and it's hard to keep up with, but we'll do it for you.
Yeah.
And we now might have like 2 crime. Like, it's like an OJ situation, you know?
No, I mean, there's R. Kelly, there's Lori Loughlin, and there's
Jussie Smollett.
Jussie Smollett. I know her last name is now pronounced Loughlin, apparently, but I refuse. I'm still with the Loughlin.
Yeah, I'm trying to like make it Loughlin. Like, it's like you could hear either.
You know who I want to
Like
hear from?
dress.
You know who I want to hear from on this? I just had his name in my head. What the fuck is his name? Give me a second.
Like, who is it? I can help you.
Uncle Jesse, what's his name?
Oh, John Stamos.
John Stamos, yeah.
Yeah.
I want to hear from him. Wow, my amnesia is bad today.
Sorry. Okay, 5th and final story before we get into Real Housewives of New York recap. Priyanka Chopra gives the perfect response to exes Nick Jonas and Miley Cyrus DMing each other. Okay, backstory. If you don't follow Miley Cyrus on Instagram recently,
you're missing out.
She has been posting premium content of the glory days. I'm talking like 05, 06, 7 things, you know, Disney Channel, filming at Pepperdine University. What's that song called? Send it on.
Yeah.
Send it on and on.
Just one spark starts a fire. Breathe your heart, breathe your hand. Just one spark starts a fire. With one little action, a chain reaction will never stop. Sing a song, shine a light and send it on.
So she's posting photos from the glory days, basically saying, like, women, we cannot get along. I guess she was inspired by International Women's Day. So now she's posting all throwbacks of her with every girl she's ever been rumored to feud with. Taylor Swift, Demi Lovato, Selena Gomez.
It was honestly epic. I didn't realize that's why she was doing it. That it was all people she was rumored to have been feuding with.
Or just like people from that era. She posted the Stand Up to Cancer video, and which is everyone on stage: Beyonce, Natasha Bedingfield, Rihanna.
I was in love with that performance for a million reasons. But when Miley posted it, I love how she kept Nicole Scherzinger in it because Nicole Scherzinger cannot sing.
The whole thing is really weird, and it's like it's weird how in that video and at that time in her life, like Miley couldn't sing, and now she can. Like she was like literally.
Very nasally.
What's the song?
Wait, things get better through what? With Rihanna, with Rihanna's hair. Okay, you be Miley, I'll be Rihanna, obviously. Because like I have lots of soul in my voice. Things get better.
Things get better
through whatever.
If you fall,
dust it off, don't let up. Totally, that's actually really good. That is what she sounds like.
But now she is like one of the most amazing voices of our time.
Yeah, I think she like got really far, obviously being Billy Ray Cyrus's kid, but like the show got so far because she did have like a fine voice. But then once she really started to focus on music and she wasn't in that Disney Channel machine, like she really developed her voice. And I think the Backyard Sessions were really the most, groundbreaking for her creatively.
Yeah. So anyways, premium content that she's posting, just saying like, let's all get along. She's tagging Rihanna, people that she is friends with, isn't friends with, etc. And Nick Jonas DM'd her, like saying that these throwbacks have been fire. And then she posted a video of her dancing to 7 Rings saying, that moment when even your ex knows your socials have been flamed.
And then she swiped up to a screenshot of
the DMs. And then, so Priyanka, Mrs. Jonas, chimed in on the fun. She wrote, LOL, ha ha ha, ... hubby is right. These posts are flame emoji.
Okay, honestly, I'm not ever gonna age shame anyone, but like she's really showing her age just with that comment, like, ha ha ha, are. Like,
it was weird. And it's like, that's how you text someone when you are mad.
Right.
It's like, you are great.
no, that's like a satirical thing they would do on SNL when they're trying to play a 12-year-old, you know?
LOL, ha ha ha. Like one of those suffices.
What's up?
Yeah.
I used to love that little carrot top. What's up?
Yeah, I don't know if she's actually enjoying this, but like I don't think Miley Cyrus and Nick Jonas are threatening anyone.
No, but anything that gets Nick and Priyanka back into People Magazine's like weekly roundup, Priyanka's down for.
Interesting factoid that I saw on Daily Pop, I guess. Priyanka is coming out with a YouTube show.
Ooh, relatable.
Where she interviews.
Wait, Jackie, I guess that technically puts us in the same industry as Priyanka Chopra.
So I guess.
Wait, is Priyanka Chopra related to Deepak Chopra?
Unclear.
I think
we would
Chopra's
know.
like Cohen for Jews. You know, it's just like everyone has that last name.
Yeah, and I think like we would know, and maybe like he would be on her YouTube channel. But it's her interviewing fellow actresses like about life.
So it's like us interviewing fellow thirst monsters.
Right, and it's like, what could I learn from a fellow thirst monster? I don't know.
It's giving me very inside the actor's studio vibes.
It is
she gonna wear a
I
turtleneck?
feel like it's going to be like, you know, what inspires you? Truly, those are going to be the questions.
Jack, I have a question for you. Mm-hmm. What inspires you?
It's like the dumbest and hardest question of all time because like I'm really inspired by nothing. I'm inspired by myself, but I'm also inspired by like the way that like I feel sometimes when I'm excited about something, and I'm inspired to have that feeling more.
That's so funny because I always say when I'm like in an interview, I'm like, you can ask me anything, but like just don't ask me what inspires me. And then when like I do get asked that, I say nothing inspires me. I inspire myself, and that's literally what you just said.
Because like I'm trying to think, but like I'm trying to give you a straight answer.
Jackie, you inspire me.
Because I know that question is a joke. You know?
Right, like nobody's actually inspired. I sometimes feel motivated, which is very different than inspiring. Like I never look at anyone, I'm like, you're an inspiration.
Like I'm inspired by serving justice and like having, you know, like telling like truthful stories and getting the word out.
I know who inspires me.
Joan Rivers.
Well, obviously, she gets me out of bed in the morning. But I know who actually, like, as a woman, inspires me. Judge Aquilina.
Oh, yeah.
The Larry Nassar court judge.
I just thought you were going to say Judge Judy.
Her too. But actually, I was watching Judge Judy yesterday because Theo changed the channel.
The question isn't who inspires you, because I could be inspired by others as well as myself. It's what inspires you.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is a worse question.
Does music inspire you?
Someone had a nice... music inspires me.
Me too.
Hearing a song, like a mood of a song that inspires me to get it done.
Sometimes I hear a song and I'm like, okay, I'm going for a jog.
Maybe your goals and dreams inspire you, but still, that's me inspiring myself with my own goals and dreams.
It's just like such a lame question, but who inspires you?
Who inspires me? Ooh, great question. Joan Rivers, really.
Me too.
I always think, what would Joan do?
We need a picture of Joan Rivers like in the background. We really need to start getting on like our bookshelf flow and start like keeping all the things people give us and like memento and like the 600-page letter that Stephen McGee brought and also a picture of Joan Rivers.
Our gossip channel threw it away. We didn't even talk about that. We were mentioned
Jackie,
on Watch What Happens Live.
I saw your Instagram story. I didn't watch Watch Happens Live because I don't watch Summer House because I prefer to only watch shows that aren't trash. But so I didn't watch Summer House Kyle on the show on Watch What Happens Live, and I also wasn't here when Steven hosted. So when he referenced our show on Watch What Happens Live as a gossip channel, first of all, like, is that English?
I'm not sure. I guess technically we are a gossip channel. Also, I mean, he could have given us a shout out, but maybe he really just didn't know that it was the toast. And he did come on The Breath once, and I'm just glad he didn't say The Breath.
No, it felt very real. He did not remember our name. Like he might not have even known that it was us. Like I feel very certain about that.
Yeah, and it's fine because like we know and you guys know and we know that you know that he knows. And I felt seen, you know? And it's like, how many times is someone gonna like bring us up inadvertently on the morning toast before Andy's like, before it's gonna get weird?
So I love trolling the Toasters groups just like, you know, on the weekends. And somebody did mention that they went to AC2, which is Andy Cohen and Anderson Cooper's tour, and they do a Q&A portion. And somebody stood up and was like, would you ever do a daytime show on Bravo? Like, the girls on the morning toast like would be perfect for it. And he goes, what's the morning toast? And it's hosted by Girl with No Job, Jackie O sisters. They love Bravo. They recap everything. And he goes, I know Girl with No Job. She bartended on my show.
Wow, wait.
And he has so many bartenders.
I never saw that one.
Me neither. It slipped through the cracks.
Someone once asked him at AC2, would you ever do, they were like, I'm a big fan of the morning toast, like 5 people cheered. And then they said, would you ever do a morning show on Bravo? And he said, a morning show I do not think would work on Bravo.
Shit. Okay, we'll do mid-afternoon.
But it makes sense because the way that so many people watch the show and the people who watch our show watch it from work on their phones. And it's like, no, you're not going to a TV and turning on Bravo at 10:30.
No, honestly, the best, I think, platform for this show, obviously, besides the way it is now, and it's perfect, and if it stays like this forever, I really don't care. But it's like if Bravo had a streaming service, or if NBCU comes out with one, which I believe that they are, with like all their programming, they had a live morning show. So that, because the reason why this show is successful is because you don't need TV to watch it. Like, it's cool to put it on your Roku, but at the end of the day, you could listen to this on the train, on a bus, in a car, plane.
2 screens at work.
Right, if you're a podcast listener. So the accessibility is what makes it relatable and accessible for everyone. So that was definitely, the accessibility is what makes it accessible. So
interesting factors that are interesting.
Yeah, so that's what Bravo would need to do if they partnered with us. By the way,
yeah.
Oh my God. I had a thought about this college cheating scandal I just thought of. You know what's a roundabout way they could have gotten around this whole thing? If they just signed up for Skillshare.
Totally.
I'm on Skillshare. Taking
Skillshare.
a mobile photography class. But like all the girls, if they could have just gotten their Skillshare is an online learning community for creators. With more than 25,000 classes in design, business, and more, you'll discover countless ways to fuel your curiosity, creativity, and career. Take classes in social media marketing, mobile photography, creative writing, or even illustration. So I'm taking a mobile photography one, and I actually got snitched on a social media marketing class because I just feel as our intern, it would only behoove her to learn more about the industry that we currently live in. Lifelong,
all of the various
Jackie,
industries.
why is lifelong learning important to you?
Lifelong learning is important to me because I host a prestigious morning show, and it's important that I'm able to impart wisdom on people, and it's also important that I'm able to make graphics for our social media channels, which I'm learning on Skillshare.
Yeah, because Jackie used to text me every time she needed a graphic for a guest card, and I'm like, bitch, get on Skillshare, get in a social media marketing class, and learn how to make a guest card.
Well, no, I'm a social media marketer. I can actually teach that class, but I need a photoshopping class.
Yeah. So join the millions of students already learning on Skillshare today with the special offer just for our listeners. You get 2 months of Skillshare for free. That's right, Skillshare is offering our listeners of the Morning Toast 2 months of unlimited access to over 25,000 classes for free. So to sign up, go to Skillshare.com/morningtoast. Again, that's Skillshare.com/morningtoast to start your 2 months now. Skillshare.com/morningtoast, 2 months free.
Don't bribe your way. Just go to Skillshare University. Seriously.
And it's free. Save yourself $500,000.
Wow. And plus the cost of tuition. It's like tuition on top of that.
Right, room and board.
Right. It's like
meal plan. I used to love being on a meal plan. Oh my God, I used to swipe that shit. NYU was probably one of the only schools in the country that has as big and dynamic of a kosher cafeteria because all Jewish people live in New York. And not only that, it was a fucking scene. If you wanted to be seen, I used to do my hair to go to the kosher caf. And so Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, it was meat meals, and then Tuesday, Thursdays, it was dairy. And dairy was not as late because
right,
what are you gonna have? A grilled cheese? Okay.
And kosher dairy is not so
yeah, but the meat days, Hot Boys were there.
I used to come from work.
From 12 to 1:30, it was a fucking scene. You couldn't get a seat. I know a lot of people who met their boyfriends and husbands in the fucking kosher caf. And for short, we would call it the K-Caf. And I actually, my first year in the dorm, lived in the building that the K-Caf was in, so I felt very a part of the community.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I was never really enjoying a meal plan because all I used to eat in college was special K-bars and candy. And I don't need a meal plan.
Special K-bars were the shit.
They're really good.
Well, there was 1 year where I didn't do a meal plan because I lived in the dorms for 1 year, and then to save money and sanity, I just moved home because I lived in New York, and I commuted from home, so I didn't really need a meal plan because I was never on campus for meals, except lunch, and okay, I'll buy a sandwich. But I really missed the meal plan.
The experience.
And you know what? NYU used to have this thing, I don't think they have it anymore, where participating businesses in the area, nail places, Fresh & Co., diners, they used to be able to pay with NYU dollars.
Yeah.
So it's I didn't have any money, but I would get meal plans for my tuition, and I would use that money to get manicures.
It's honestly a Ponzi scheme in itself.
100%.
They should do American Greed on it. I've been watching
You're
American
obsessed
Greed.
with American Greed.
It's so interesting. I watched one yesterday about a money manager to the stars. His name was Ken Starr. And he just blew all of this money and spent it all on his stripper wife. And why aren't there movies about all of these things? And then I watched one that was about a 9/11 fraud, someone taking advantage of a 9/11 widow, and it was honestly so
horrifying
and sad, and it wasn't even enjoyable because I was there's a lot of con men, and con men are bad people, but the lawyer who was talking, he was even con men have a moral code, and it's even some con men wouldn't take advantage of a 9/11 widow.
Yeah.
Not this guy.
That's the what is it called? Oh my God, I'm having a blackout brain today. The gangs, what is it called? Mobs. They have a moral code too.
Right,
it's really weird.
It's
it's also war. There's certain things you can't do in war. right?
Yeah, I think. Or it's like shooting someone from behind. It's like you're still going to shoot someone, but you have to.
Right. Gaston used to shoot animals from behind.
I know, but that's why he was a real beast. He didn't have a moral code.
Is that fair? He doesn't care. No.
And then he literally shot the beast from behind.
Oh my, you're right.
Foreshadow. He didn't care that it wasn't fair.
When I hunt, I sneak up on my quiver, and beast of the field say a prayer. Then I carefully aim for the liver. Then I shoot from behind.
Is that fair?
I don't care.
Did you see that Gaston was at Buckingham Palace with Amal Clooney and George Clooney? And
Josh, what's his name?
Josh Gaston.
Josh, Mr. Gaston.
Luke? No. Luke Evans?
Yes.
And also Josh Hartnett was there.
You know, Josh Hartnett is like a name that I know.
And Buckingham Palace, what's his name? Benedict Cumberbatch was there.
He's out of control.
Buckingham Cumberbatch.
You. Every time I do this, I feel like fucking Kim and Kyle Richards yelling at Brandy Clavel. At least I wasn't doing crystal meth in the bathroom. You owe us an apology. Okay. Jackie made us, when we were in Utah, every night we would watch a movie. We watched Bohemian Rhapsody, which fucking had a lot of thoughts on. We watched, that's where we watched Crazy Rich Asians, the best movie I ever saw. And we watched Whiplash. And Jackie was begging us to watch Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, mostly because she liked the name and she was running around the house being like, Tinker Tailor! She made us watch it.
We made a list. We went through all of the best Oscar movies because it was fresh off the heels of the Oscars. We watched Green Book. What else did we watch?
Green Book was the best movie I ever saw.
Did we watch any other? We watched Bohemian Rhapsody.
Whatever.
We wanted to watch Oscar contenders.
We wanted to watch good movies.
We literally went through the Oscar list of the past 30 years of movies that have been nominated for Best Picture. We made
a list of ones that we would watch.
And one of them was Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
Because Olivia saw it and said it was the best movie she ever saw.
And I was like, okay, so it's an incredible movie and it's Tinker Tailor. And I couldn't stop saying it. And we watched the trailer, and the trailer actually looked really good and interesting. And everyone was saying, like,
me and Margot were very against it.
Very against it. It was like a spy movie. The trailer made it look interesting. There's Tom Hardy. There's Buckingham Cumberbatch.
And the whole thing is like, who's the spy? Who's the tinker? Who's the sailor?
Right. And we put it on after days of me running around the house saying, Tinker Tailor.
Me and Margot were sitting behind Jackie, and like literally within 10 minutes we left, and like nobody realized.
Nobody realized because I fell asleep. It was so bad. And the first 10 minutes, every movie, you need some time to get interested.
Agreed.
You know what other movie that we watched that was an Oscar contender? The Melissa McCarthy movie.
Could you ever forgive me? At least that one was weird, but kept me hooked slightly.
At least I understood what they were saying.
Right, yeah.
This one was in Old English. Everyone looked the same, so I didn't know who was the soldier, who was the spy. I couldn't.
So who ended up being the spy?
I didn't finish it. I fell asleep, and then I had to call it quits. It was so hard for me to admit that.
Do you have something you want to say to me and Margot?
Yes, much like you were wrong about Hannah B being a good Bachelorette, I was wrong about Tinker Tailor being a good movie.
Wow, you're so Lisa Vanderpump right now.
Right. It's like I can't admit that I was wrong without telling you that you're also wrong sometimes.
Can we talk about the guys? They released all the pictures of the guys for Hannah B.
Tinker Tailor Diorio.
Tinker Tailor Swift.
They released all the guys for Hannah B, and it's like I didn't look at it. I don't care about the guys because while I might watch the first episode just to get a taste of how the season's going to go, I'm really not watching the season. Like, I'm really done. However, I think it was interesting that they released the guys because that's what Reality Steve does, and they're trying to put him out of business.
Really? Because I feel like they definitely fuel his fire. I think they like him. They're always using him to start shit.
I think they like him because it's like all press is good press. But when he's spoiling the season, and I think now every year more and more people read spoilers and read Reality Steve and get on the internet and learn about this subculture.
Because it's actually fun and different to watch it, knowing who wins, and you have a more like unbiased view, and you get to see like the manipulation.
Right. So I think they're trying to get ahead of it. It was a weird move, like when they announced Rachel Lindsay was the Bachelorette while she was still on Nick's season. They wanted to beat Reality Steve, like they wanted to get ahead of spoilers, and so they're spoiling themselves again, which I think in this case actually makes sense because nobody cares who the guys are. So you're taking away clicks from Reality Steve, which is great for you, and you're also not really spoiling anything because even if you look at the cast photos. We looked at Colton's cast photos and we were like, damn, these girls are busted. And it turned out to be like the most beautiful qualified women.
Well, because the way that it looks, it's like,
those
damn,
pictures,
they scraped the bottom of the barrel for these guys. The last picture was a guy who looks like Tim Tebow, and honestly, like I have high hopes for him.
Maybe I'll watch.
But other than that, like there wasn't one memorable face. If literally one of those guys came and sat on my face, I wouldn't know. Except the one blonde one because he looks like Cody, the husband from Sister Wives, who has 4 wives,
and
which
also
is the greatest show.
Fake Nick Viall.
Yeah, of course.
And also, every season when I say, like, I'm not going to watch a season for whatever reason it is, I remember even Becca's season, I was, like, kind of over it, but then we met Colton Underwood, and I fell in love with him as my brother-in-law.
He reignited the flame inside us that so desperately yearns for The Bachelor.
And that carried me through Paradise and to his season. Like, I got what I wanted. Of course I'm watching Colton's season. But I just feel now, like, I don't know, and I'm sure it'll be a fine season, and she seems like a super cute girl, and I'm sure one day we'll be friends with her, meet her at Coachella, and then we'll want to delete this episode because they said mean things.
Right. So wait, can you tell me what goes on now? So they're going to go film, so we have a break?
They start filming on Saturday, and then the season premieres the second, 2 weeks in May. Like,
great, we get a break.
Yeah, we get a break.
We get our Mondays back. What should we do? Should we start a Mahjong club?
We still have Vanderpump Rules, but yeah, it's like we should go to Soho House because it's 50% off.
Fuck yes, I haven't been there in so long.
That's always the conflict in the summer when like Paradise is airing and Bachelorette. It's like you want to go to Soho House for the discount, but you have to work.
We'll go to the spa maybe, hit the discount.
Hey.
Okay.
Rahoney.
So I watched Real Housewives of New York this morning, and I just have to say, like, there are a lot of shows where nothing happens and it's like boring and I hate it, but I just love the New York Housewives so much that even when nothing happens, I still really enjoy the episode. And I have that with Vanderpump Rules too. Like, they haven't given us anything in weeks. I also watch Vanderpump Rules, so we can recap that as well. But they haven't given us anything in weeks, but I'm still enjoying because I just love these people and I really feel this like kindred spirit towards Bethany. And my problem thus far, I'm loving the brunettes versus the blondes. It's so funny, and I stand firmly on the side of the brunettes, of course. I have such a big problem with Dorinda, and it's the same problem that I had from last year. It's just that she really gets away with so much, and she has such poor behavior. And the women just kind of like enable her. And I think it's a really good thing that she's not drinking.
Yeah.
And I don't know if now in real life that's still true. I've heard that it's not.
It's not, and even if you see the preview for the season, like she's clearly going back into
Right. But I have a really big problem with the fact that a lot of these women definitely have unhealthy relationships with alcohol, and there's only one of them who's actively doing something about it. And like, yes, Luann failed and had to go back to rehab, but like, that is a humbling thing, and she's open about it, and she talks about recovery a lot.
And she's trying.
There's something to be said for someone who's trying, and the women are so mean to her about it. They were mean to her about it the first time she went to rehab, and now again, they don't even try and help her at all. And I just think it's like so mean-spirited.
I agree, and I think that is a great point, and you have to commend her for trying. But I also feel like sometimes she's still like glazing over a lot of the issues, and I think that's why the women get frustrated with her. But it's like Dorinda was her best friend when she was glazing over the most, glazing over Tom, glazing over the cheating, still getting married, still like glaze season.
Glazed donut.
Right. And now it's like she's actually taking a lot of accountability for her, for the Countess. And okay, she still glazes over some of the minor details, but okay, that's better than nothing. And now it's like she can't stand for it.
Right. I need to talk about the mermaid outfits because all those girls looked so skinny.
No, like it's New York and Beverly Hills. It's like every time they go on vacation or like get in bathing suits, like each body's better than the next. And it's like
Tinsley is tiny.
Yeah, but like, okay, that I expected. Like Ramona 62 years old, looks better than me.
She looked amazing. Like, I was really like, my jaw hit the floor.
Dorinda looks amazing. Sonia looks amazing.
It was incredible.
And I need to know like how much, I need a percentage like from 23andMe of like how much is genetics and how much is Dr. Sharon Giese.
Right.
Because if it's a lot Dr. Sharon Giese, then I'm okay. Then I'm
the tennis was so funny. When Tinsley obviously was like so good at tennis.
Like if Tinsley Mortimer can't play tennis, then who can?
Not me. It was giving me very Red Oaks vibes, you know, like with the tennis court. And then the brunettes, I'm really interested in like Barbara's financials. That's a nice house, but she lives there. The decor was horrible.
You mean Barb the Builder?
Oh, cute. Is that the company name or something?
Like Bob the Builder.
No, is that her company name?
No, I just
made
it up.
It should be.
Like Bob the Builder, Barb the
Builder.
I get it. And they keep saying that she's a builder. And I'm sorry, but I don't know a lot about the construction industry, so it's an industry I should get into. But what does that mean, that she's a builder? Is she
like
an architect?
A developer.
Is she a...
She's actually very successful, and there was a huge piece on her.
Oh, you know her, then you can help me.
There was a huge piece on her in the Times today, and she's like a contract developer real estate. Like, she not only, she like buys and sells, but also develops the buildings that she buys, I think.
So why don't they say she's a developer?
I don't know. The builder is a weird word.
And like, it's a weird word. It's like not the actual occupation of someone. So
I think she's a very high-end contractor. You think a contractor, you think a man in a plaid shirt with his butt crack sticking out.
No, but there's high-end, like there's high-end buildings, like high-end things need to be constructed.
I think she's like a Joanna Gaines, but not design.
No, but she's the chip.
Yeah, exactly. Her fucking furniture was horrible. But the show outside of the house, I was so impressed. It's a huge house.
Her and Bethany need to start a show together.
That house, oh my God, wait, that's a great idea. That house that Bethany has, is the inside, like, was stunning.
Stunning.
And that was the house that fucking Ramona was making fun of.
South of the highway.
On the highway. It's like, you don't understand. Montauk Highway is like, everyone lives on Montauk Highway. Like, it's like fancy as fuck.
She owns a very large construction firm. That's awesome and so respectable and definitely like a man's industry. And so like, she seems badass. But why do they just keep, like, why don't they say that? Why don't you talk about her business? Like, I don't understand what builder means.
I think we're getting there.
I'll put this on this. I'm a builder.
Right. No, I build confidence in others. I am a builder. So wait, there was more that I wanted to discuss. In the promo for next week, it appears that Ramona says maybe the most horrible thing she's ever said in the history of the show. And she said a lot of fucked up things.
What did she say?
Dennis, he wasn't a smart guy. He was on drugs.
Oh, right.
Holy shit.
Holy shit.
First of all, that's just an incredibly dumb thing to say and not true. 2, to speak ill of the dead so soon after this person passed away, like, holy shit. I think of all the things Ramona has ever said, and she's really like said some of the most low bell. Weren't you out here doing softcore porn?
Or when they're on the Brooklyn Bridge, you'll never have it.
You're lonely, you're a loser.
You'll always
It's always to Bethany, by the way.
Right.
She, of all the things, I think this might be the worst.
Perhaps. I have to see it. When I was watching Previews next week, Zach walked into the room and like I was literally like being like, just wait. And I couldn't even process what I was watching.
Obviously we need context, but I just think, holy shit, like, how insensitive are you? Like, Bethany's a mess.
But it seems like she doesn't say it to Bethany. She says it about Dennis, which is not any better, but at least Bethany doesn't have to like, deal with it
but now
in
she
real
hears
time.
it.
But now she'll hear it. Yeah.
And I hope that at least one of the ladies reacts in a normal way. They're all like, that group of blondes, I'm really surprised that Tinsley's a part of it. And I hope that she makes her way over to the brunettes because I think she's a little bit more above it. And it's actually weird, Sonia's in the middle. When you think about it from where we are last season, Sonia was very firmly on Bethany's side.
Yeah.
And very against the blondes. Like she was really out there fighting for Bethany. So for her to stay at Ramona's, her and Ramona have such a dysfunctional,
and like
weird
Sonia
relationship.
and Dorinda have a bad relationship most of the time.
Her being there is kind of misplaced.
No, but her and Ramona actually it makes sense because her and Ramona are great friends, and it's like she didn't want. Bethany invited her to stay with her, and she probably should have stayed with Bethany, but she didn't want to impose.
Right, on someone who's going through so much.
Right, so she'll stay with her friend Ramona even if it's like and then it just made for this divide. But Tinsley, then you have to think about it, like, is Tinsley still really good friends with Carol? Because in that case, she can't be on the brunette team.
So in real life now, I believe that Tinsley and Carol are not on good terms. I don't know back then what the situation was, so it makes sense that Tinsley is not gonna like stay at Bethany's or anything, or even be friendly with Bethany.
Ooh.
Yeah, no, I almost wish a little bit that Carol was still on the show just because last season was so good because I felt so strongly in the Bethany versus Carol thing, and I don't think it was done.
No, and those were the heads, those were the godfathers of the teams. Whereas when the team leader of the blondes bowed out, now I guess it's Luann versus Dorinda, but they're actually true friends that I think they'll come back together.
I think they'll get past it.
But when it was like two totally separate teams, it was easier to understand.
No, totally. And I'm just really loving having the ladies back. Anytime the Housewives comes back, I'm like ready for the Hamptons. Like I want to go get a house.
Actually, I didn't even notice that this was the first season without Carol. To me, it felt like it was like we've already done a season without Carol and now it's another season. You know, it wasn't, her absence was not felt whatsoever.
No, but I was watching last night. They were playing reruns of like 3 seasons ago when they had the reunion at Angel Lauren Sam's.
I watched that too.
And it's really sad. Because they were talking a lot about the divorce and Bethany was just crying. She's like, I don't even talk about it. Like, it's such torture. Like, I'm being waterboarded. And Carol was like, you don't even know. Like, Carol's like, he FaceTimes Bethany and Bethany's trying to talk to Bryn and he'll fucking put the phone up against a wall. Like, Carol really knew the ins and outs more so than anyone. Like, she knew just as much as Bethany. And so for her to have, like, turned in such a way, like, it makes it so much more sad. Yeah.
Worse. And to know that, like, even in the like, sometimes friends fight and that's normal, and especially when you're on the Housewives. But there are some things that, like, you know, will bring you back together in a certain way. Even like Jill Zarin, Bobby's death, and brought Bethany and Jill back together.
Right. So when
like
Dennis,
when Dennis died, and like it seemed clear from Twitter that Carol like maybe sent a text, maybe.
No,
but,
not
like,
to Bethany, but she just like wished well to Dennis's family. It was
right.
very weird.
It was very weird, and so she clearly was not there for her, and like that is the death of the friendship. Like there's no coming back from that.
Right. That's so true. Like. Things happen in life where like you put everything aside. Like I don't care what you said, what you did. Like I'll be there for you because I'm a good person.
Right, because this is the worst thing that could happen, and we were once friends, and that's what's important.
I couldn't agree more.
Our fight isn't more important than like this tragedy.
But I would have liked to see that unfold on this season because we're coming off the heels of Dennis's death, where Carol was basically absent for Bethany, and like that was a storyline in and of itself.
Right.
But every time they bring up Dennis, like I feel weird. I can't explain it. Like he wasn't a part of the show. Like he has a family, he has kids. I'm sure they hate it. Like. And they flash back to like the 2 scenes he was on. I don't know, I just feel weird about it.
Oh, I just feel sad. And I don't think that his family hates it.
Okay.
Because, it seems like Bethany like is always talking to his daughter. And I mean, Bethany is the queen of being able to separate her public life from her private life. Like we've never even seen Brandon. I think that if the family were like, Dennis doesn't want to be.
She would take care of it.
It wouldn't be an issue.
Yeah. But every time she just like starts to talk, she cries. It's so sad.
That's true so
grief.
Fresh.
It's true grief. Yeah, and you know, the week that Dennis died was the week they were supposed to start filming, and I believe they postponed for 3 weeks for Bethany. So it's
Which is why they're all in the Hamptons and it's freezing.
Right. That's so funny. They're all having like outdoor parties, and they're like, it's freezing.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Oh my god! And Luann jumping on the swan and getting her knees wet. Like I felt pain for that.
Because it's really cold out there. That clam bake looked fun.
Ramona is like so fucking shameless. Like showing up to a party where she like technically was disinvited, and like.
But I have to be honest, like shameless, yes, but that is the reason why she is the OG of New York, the only one on the show who's been there since day one and never was in or out.
Please, Luann was there for day one season.
She got demoted. Ramona never got demoted because she went to parties that she wasn't invited to.
Totally. When she just shows up with those neon green heels.
Yeah, no, she's hilarious.
She's hilarious.
And I agree. Sometimes she goes below the belt, but like she goes up and down. I was watching that same thing where she was horrible to Bethany, softcore porn, and then she's in the pool and she feels horrible.
Yeah, that's what it is. And it's like Dorinda, and so funny, Barbara made the most acute observation for a group of friends that she just joined. She said, this is the biggest problem. It's like, you have to be able to own your shit. And Dorinda will never, ever, ever say I was wrong. Like Luann has done stuff to Dorinda. Dorinda has done stuff to Luann. Dorinda will never be able to physically say, I was wrong.
Right.
And that's
like,
why
I was wrong about Tinker Tailor, but you were wrong about that. Sure.
But at least you could say that.
Right. I could say it without saying you were wrong about
and it's
I
so
was wrong about
stupid
Tinker Tailor.
because there's so many things Dorinda's obviously wrong about. That thing she said, at least I didn't get a mugshot for it. Like, that's mean and hurtful. You screaming Giovanni and then yelling at, well, you're wasted at Luann's after party, you're wrong too. Like, there are things you're wrong for, and you have to be able to take a step back and look at your actions and be like, okay, I was wrong here, but I felt justified to say this. Like,
especially 6 months later when you've seen it play out on TV and everyone else agrees that you were wrong in those things.
So it's like, yes, Ramona does crazy, horrible, evil things, but then like she has her moments where she's like, you know, I'm gonna set a 30-minute alarm because sometimes I come in like a bull in a china shop. And it's like, yes, you do.
She learned.
But
it seems like she still comes in like a bull in a china shop.
Right, but for Dorinda, there's none of that remorse. There's none of that self-awareness. And like, that's why she pisses me off, because she gets away with so much. And so does Ramona, but at least every now and then at the reunion, she'll own it.
And by the way, no one gets called out more than Ramona. Even when she owns it half of the time, even when she's not owning it, everyone is digging in on her. Bethany calls Dorinda the village idiot once, and Dorinda's a victim.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Like, Dorinda really pisses me off.
I feel that. I feel that wholeheartedly.
And she's being so weird this season.
And we must talk about the Tyler Perry of it all.
Oh my God, I can't believe we haven't spoken.
And it's like, she can't admit she's wrong, and even in an apology, she won't say it from her own words. She just sent a quote.
So when they sent the quote, I thought she definitely found this thing on Instagram and like screenshotted it, and like it was just whatever. But then when she said, end quote, Tyler Perry, I was dying. Now, I have to say, Tyler Perry is a smart man. He gave that guy from the Cosby Show at Trader Joe's, I will forever love Tyler Perry. And no discredit towards him or his accomplishments. But he's not really like, you know, the literary genius of our time.
The soothsayer, speaking of the Ides of
I thought
March.
it was definitely like an unknown proverb. Ancient African proverb, like something.
Confucius.
Yeah.
Deepak Chopra.
Fucking
Priyanka's dad.
Tyler Perry. Where did she find that?
I do not know.
I want to know.
I do not know.
So funny.
Google brainy quotes, forgiveness quotes.
Brainy quotes. Like, when I love how all the women had the exact reaction I wanted them to. Like, they were like,
where it's like they're reading it, they're interested. Tyler Perry.
They're like, well, that's priceless. It was really funny. That was like an iconic moment every season. And honestly, I hate Dorinda, but every season she does give us something. I Make It Nice. Your vagina's like the Holland Tunnel. Tyler Perry will be something this year. Like, Clip. She's good for that.
She is good for that. And honestly, it was a curveball because Luann was speechless.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you can say back to that. What would you say? Someone sent you that, like you were in this situation. What would you say? I think I thought about it. I think I would just write like, agreed. Because there's nothing wrong with the quote.
I would send a competing quote from like Judd Apatow or something.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
I wonder.
Or like, who does Tyler Perry consider his biggest competition?
Well, he's so many things, so it depends on the industry he's in. Because
like,
he's a filmmaker, he's an actor,
he's a
comedian.
That's why I said Judd Apatow, like another filmmaker with like a very distinct style.
Martin Scorsese.
Steven Spielberg, yes. James Cameron, done.
James Cameron, yeah. Judd
So
Apatow
funny.
was actually a good one because like he makes comedies also.
And he uses the same actors in all the Judd Apatow movies. Like, you know if it's a Judd Apatow movie based on like the characters and some of the jokes, and you know it's a Tyler Perry movie based on the actors and some of the
and
jokes.
if there's 5 Tyler Perry characters.
Right. I just thought that was funny.
That is funny.
Wow, we did 2 90-minute shows in a row.
Wow. I mean, because this was our first show back together, you and I, no guests, since for 3 weeks now, because it's just been so fucking busy.
You know what I'm doing today?
What are you doing?
A pole dancing class.
Ooh.
I read a funny meme. It's like, but it's a really good workout, girls who do pole dancing classes.
That's hilarious.
And obviously I'm doing it because like I want to, like have a snatched body, but mostly because I think it's just a good talent to have. And it was available on ClassPass, and I'm like, you know what? Let me try this out.
That's so exciting.
That's what's good about ClassPass. Like, I never would have found, I know that a lot of gyms offer it, but I'm not a gym member.
No.
So ClassPass is the only way that I could actually get into a class. And I think
and
it'll
you're
be
not
interesting.
doing an elliptical, so
Right.
you need to do something that's interesting
Maybe I'll
for
make
you.
a friend.
Maybe a fellow pole dancer.
ClassPass is an all-access membership to over 15,000 of the best gyms and fitness studios all over the world. You can go anywhere you want, when you want, how you want. ClassPass is everything you need to make working out fun, which is really easier said than done. You can try new workouts in studios without commitment to paying a single gym or overpaying for drop-in classes, which is what my problem was with pole dancing. Get your first month free right now at ClassPass.com/try/toast. Get this exclusive offer only available at ClassPass.com/try/toast for your first month free. So I'm enjoying it. I will let you know how that goes. This is like my 3rd time using ClassPass. I feel like you have to say it like ClassPass or ClassPass.
ClassPass.
Lisa Vanderpump says it. I also watch Vanderpump Rules.
Let's go.
Again, nothing happened, but I enjoyed it. The end, I'm really, I was getting pissed off because I'm, really annoyed with Tom Schwartz. Everyone was making good points. That was my thing. I agreed with Ariana. Why is it now incumbent upon Tom Sandoval to invite him when both of them invited him? Tom Schwartz, be a man. No. It's your wife who doesn't want him there, so you uninvite him.
No, I felt like, and you'll see in my Enneagram test, this is a perfect example of it, much like the college cheating scandal, where it's I read this side, you're all right. I read that side, you're all right. I'm listening to Tom Sandoval, you're right, and I'm listening to Katie, I'm like, you're right. I don't know whose side I would take.
Right, because Tom Sandoval makes a great point. All the people who work there have said and done horrible things in the restaurant, and even next week they show Lala bitching out while she's on the job. So it's why does James get fired for saying something to Katie when Katie called Lala a whore in the back parking lot?
In the same spot where James called her fat.
But then when Katie starts to talk, she's like, I'm just so done with people talking about my body. And it's I agree. And there is a line.
Yeah.
And James crossed it, but has anyone else not crossed it? I don't know.
No, what James done is worse than all the things that Jax has done, all the things that Kristen has done. They're a very forgiving group. I guess James hasn't apologized to Katie directly, but it doesn't even seem like that would matter. She is adamant, she wants this guy out of SUR and out of Vanderpump Rules. And
that's what it is.
By not having him on the trip, he's not a part of the cast.
That's why he was crying. And that's why they're not talking, they don't care if he comes on the trip, but the less he hangs out with the group entirely, the less reason he has to be on the show, and they think they can eventually phase him out, and that's what they're trying to do. But Tom Sandoval and Ariana are not down.
No, and I kind of I really understand both sides, because also when...
By the way, we're so diplomatic these days, just understanding, seeing everyone's perspective.
I know. I mean, it's kind of nice, but then also you don't take a side, and then you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
Totally.
Because right now, if we took Katie's side, people would, and also on the child cheating scandal, it all comes back to that. You take one side and all these people come for you. You take another side and all these people come for you. And it's also there's an element of sadness about it. And there's also an element of sadness about this and how Katie must feel in being around James.
People, and as someone who's been called fat in public and having people write about it on Instagram, and anytime they bring it up, the James thing, it just reignites that conversation on Twitter. I know when last night's episode or Monday night's episode aired, that now Katie's body becomes a conversation again on Twitter, and it's fucking annoying. And it's we live in 2019. I can't believe that this is still happening. So I totally get why she is standing so strong, and I think I would do the same. And I get pissed off at Siesta Key where they didn't take enough action against Pauly.
Yeah.
For embarrassing Chloe, not once, not twice, but 3 times, and calling her fat and a whale and making jokes that she likes to have a big dinner. And I wish the cast members had been more like Katie on Siesta Key.
We could use a little bit more of that. But then here's another example. Schwartz last season called Sheena a bootleg Kardashian. That's him making fun
of her looks,
of her face and her looks. And how is that different?
I completely agree. But Katie seems to be the only one firmly taking a stand. Maybe if anyone else had taken a stand, maybe if Lala was Katie, you call me a whore, I call it as I see it, you're female slut-shaming, whatever, you're not empowering women, you're a woman who doesn't support other women's, Lisa, I'm quitting unless Katie, you know what I mean? Everyone technically has an argument to be made, but it's Katie's the only one making it.
Yeah, and then when watching this and seeing that this group is very forgiving and they've done horrible things to each other and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, why can't Katie let this one thing go considering she's let so many other things go?
Because this one's personal.
Yeah. But I mean, they're all personal. Her husband made out with another person. Like,
I know, but it's like, I can't explain it unless you've been called fat. Like, you don't know how embarrassing it is.
By the way,
That's
I
what
have
it is.
been called fat.
No, I'm
and
not
someone
saying
reminded me of that the other day.
Me?
You.
Yeah.
I forgot about it.
We saw this girl and we were like, oh my God, she called you fat at a Halloween party in high school. That's all I'll ever know her for.
And I literally had forgotten.
Because you were dressed as a cupcake. She was like, that's funny because you're fat or something like that.
Oh my God, I don't remember.
I was there and I was like really upset about it.
Where was the party?
Like it was some like loft party. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. There's just something about being called fat that is different. I can't explain it. Like I would rather be called a whore 10 times than being called fat once.
Of course.
Because society has like trained us to think like fat people are evil and disgusting.
Right. Whereas
and
like being
such
a whore,
stigma.
like at least you're cute enough
No,
to
and
be
Amber Rose
a
has
whore.
made it feel like it's cool to be fat. I mean, to be a whore. But I'm out here trying to make it cool to be fat.
Which it is.
But we're not there yet as a society.
No, like fat is like the last battleground.
Like Hollywood hates fat
It
people.
has to happen on college campuses first.
That's what it is. Okay.
Hollywood hates fat people. The world, like the way that like average people think or talk about even fat people, and it's like allowed, and
it's terrible.
It's terrible.
Like James next week calls her, all right, fatty.
Oh God.
That's horrible.
No, that's horrible.
There's like, I can't think of anything worse than being called fat because it's mortifying because society has made us think it's like if you're not tiny, you're ugly.
Yeah, and if you
and it's also just like don't talk about my body.
No, if you're overweight, you are like a slob. You have no self-control. So it's like you won't get a job because she can't even do this. How could you know?
Yeah, and also there's something deeply personal about it. Like don't talk about my body. Like my body is a temple. My husband is my God. Remember?
Yeah, Alexis Bellino.
Okay.
Soon Dorinda will be sending quotes by Alexis Bellino.
The thinker of our time. Is she back on this season of OC?
Not that I'm aware of, but. Speaking of OC.
This video went viral. Gina was Instagram storying on the plane while they were landing on one of their trips. They're filming. And in the background, you can hear Kelly and Shannon planning. She's like, okay, I'm going to overreact. And then you say this. Sade.
Also, Hannah LaBelli, who I love, said maybe she meant fat, P-H-A-T. She did not.
It's very possible.
She did not, because there was already some existing beef.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, thank you for being here. Thanks for tuning in to 2 90-minute shows in a row. We're back tomorrow with hopefully another 90-minute show. Just getting back to
tomorrow we're going to do Dear Toasters.
Oh, yeah, so email Dear Toasters.
We've been hearing your cries.
At gmail.com, which is our advice segment. We talk about a lot of things, from bridesmaids problems to family issues, but really, we prefer the weird, we're hoarding water in our lawyer's office basement kind of thing. So that's deartoasters at gmail.com. We keep it anonymous, don't worry, but I'll shadily look you up on Instagram. And that's all we got. Have an amazing day, and we'll see you tomorrow.
And follow me at Jackie Ho Problems.